I have a confession to make. I did not grow up a Transformers fan. I was born in '83. Some of the first toys I remember getting were some handy-down Masters of the Universe toys. And from there, I kind of skipped over some major franchises and went right to Ninja Turtles. I guess we could blame my mother, because G.I. Joe and Transformers were just not a part of this guy's childhood. Now fast forward 10 years in the late 90s, I start collecting toys, but I'm still not into Transformers, because I'm all about the Star Wars. Fast forward another 20 years, and now I'm back into toys hardcore, I'm back into Star Wars, but now I got some Marvel, I got some G.I. Joe, I'm back into wrestling some, but I'm still not into Transformers. Fast forward a couple more years, turn my basement into a toy store, and I get a lot of requests, hey Big Nerdy, how come you don't carry Transformers? And I didn't for a long time, because honestly, I didn't know anything about them. I finally got to a point where I said, you know, I should probably learn this, and what ended up happening was I got really deep into learning about it and understanding the lore and the backstories, and yeah, I really missed out as a kid. But anyway, I did a ton of research during that time trying to learn about the Transformers, and that leads us to where we are today. We're going to count down the top 10 most valuable Transformers War for Cybertron figures. What's up everybody? My name is Matt, often called Big Nerdy. Together we are the NWO, the Nerd World Order, and this is Nerdzoic. If it's your first time here, welcome, hola, and other languages I don't know. I created this channel back at the beginning of 2020, right when COVID hit, because I got fired. I had nothing else to do with my time, and I wanted to learn the whole video creation process. I needed a creative outlet. The channel was meant for me to just have some fun and talk about toys. I didn't really expect anything to come of it, but something came of it. It went really well, and it grew, and years later, this channel continues to grow, and we focus on our mission, which is escaping all the crappy, crazy, negative stuff at life, and just kind of focusing on being young, nerding out, embracing nostalgia, and just, you know, chilling out, dude. My experience, the best way to do that is by picking up an action figure, so we talk about that a lot. Now today we're talking about Transformers, and we're talking about Transformer values. As I said, I am new to Transformers, blame my mom, but here we are. I like making these type of videos because I'm a numbers nerd. I'm not trying to resell this stuff or anything, but one of my fondest memories of my early toy collecting is when I'd sit there with the Toy Fair magazines each month and flip through and be like, oh, look at this, my Luke Skywalker Power of the Force appreciated $1. I'm never gonna sell it. I just like knowing that I had something rare. Of course, that's not rare. Now, some people have a problem with this. They think it's all about like, oh, it's all about the money for you, man.
Show me the money!
Show me the money. Show me the money.
It's not about the money, man. It's just another facet of toydom.
You know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Now here's how this works. Value is a very subjective term and hard to get. So what we do is we use aggregated completed eBay values, which we get via the amazing website Action Figure 411. The way we rank this is percent growth, not value. So it's not going to be the most expensive thing at number one. It's going to be the thing that grew the most over its initial retail price. I've made these videos for Marvel, Star Wars, He-Man, wrestling, pretty much everything. But whenever I do, I usually exclude exclusives because it kind of throws off the top 10 number. But in this case, it didn't make sense to do that because Transformers, as I learn more about it, is really heavy on the exclusives. Whether it's store exclusives or Pulse exclusives, there's just a lot of exclusives. For this particular countdown, we're only looking at War for Cybertron Trilogy Transformers. So Earthrise, Siege, Kingdom, all of those are included, but we're not going to talk about Legacy, we're not going to talk about Studio Series. We might do them another day. Who knows? Don't know if there's enough time. Gotta go down to the Home Depot. Gotta get some wallpaper. It's craziness.
We're gonna go to Home Depot. Yeah, buy some wallpaper.
Sorry guys, old school reference. If you're new, I kind of reference movies a lot. I think it's like a mental problem. I don't know. Before we get into the top 10, let's talk about a couple of honorable mentions. First of all, the HasLab Unicron. If I had included this in the list, it would have been at number 10. I didn't put it in. This thing, of course, is gigantic, and from what I hear, amazing. I have only seen it in the box in person, and it's a big old box. I didn't include any core class because I honestly didn't think it was that interesting because the value jump was so high and it started at such a low price. But if I did, Rumble and Rat-Bat would be around number 7. One other honorable mention is the Omega Supreme Titan class figure that came out a few years back. It just missed the top 10. It's going for $343 now, which is a 109% increase. I just remember everybody looking for this thing. Even I wasn't a Transformers guy at the time, but people are asking me like, hey, did you hear about the Omega Supreme? And I'm like, Omega who? Is that a pizza? Man, I could really go for some pizza right about now. Can we get pizza when we're done? Coming in at number 10 is Jetfire, who's part of the Siege series. He was number 28. He came out in 2019. He was a big old figure. He went for $80. He's currently going for $186, which is a 133% increase. Jetfire is an Autobot scientist, jet, and a seeker who believes that technology is the way forward and happens to be a former Decepticon. This is a commander class figure that's alternate mode is a jet, and it takes like 36 steps to get him there, so it's it's not a quick transformation, and he really looks cool. And every single video I've seen of him, and the one time I've seen him in person, like, this is a big hunk of plastic. Like, we're talking 11 inches of transformer here. He was super popular since the day he came out. It is a brand new mold used here, and one of the things I find super cool about this figure, it can hold deluxe figures by the arms to recreate deployment into battle. About a year and a half ago when I first started my store, I was able to get like a dozen of these in stock. Don't ask me how. I found the guy. I didn't know they were that special, and the guy's like, hey, make sure you charge a ton for these. And I didn't. I charged retail. And they, of course, sold out very quickly. Luckily, this one's getting a re-release, so that price that I just quoted is actually coming down, and the next time I do this video, it's probably not even going to be on the top 10. Kind of like the 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐎 figure that is also getting a re-release, that was also going for stupid money, that was also a Commander class figure, that's also going down. Didn't even make the top 10. Coming in at number 9 is the Golden Disc Pterosaur. This is part of the Kingdom line and was an Amazon exclusive. It came out back in 2020, going for $25. Now it's going for $65, which is a 160% increase. The Pterosaur is one of the only survivors amongst all of the Predacon and Maximals after the Quantum Surger. I don't know what that is, but he's a survivor, so that's important. This is a deluxe class figure, and its alternate mode is a pterodactyl, which makes me think it can also be used as a Power Ranger. Pterodactyl! Pterodactyl! Was that a Power Ranger? I don't know, it's been 25 years. Pterosaur is an extensive retool of the deluxe class Air Razor, I hope I'm saying that right, and it's mostly engineering, but there are also some new parts. He has an articulated mouth that's just part of an overall great head sculpt, and I love that his jaw goes like, I can make him eat things. There were a lot of angry fans out there that he was not part of the main line and was instead released as an exclusive because he is one of the most high-level Predacons. But, wait, hold on. Yo, Vinny, what's up? You found pterosaurs? Are you kidding me? Yeah, pay the guy. Yeah, use cash. Get the whole pallet. Bring it to the back gate. Awesome. Later. You heard it here first, folks. We are getting pterosaurs. Make sure you're on the Nerdzoic email list because they're coming soon. Coming in at number 8 is Thrust, which I find oddly difficult to say. He is part of the Earthrise subline, number 26 to be exact. He is a Target exclusive that came out in 2019. He was originally $30. Now he's going for $80, which is a 167% increase. Is it me, or does the name Thrust sound like he should be in a, I don't know, like a tag team with Val Venus? They could be like the adult stars? I don't know. That's just where my mind goes. Ooh. The Pompous Thrust was an Air Force infantry sergeant and a member of the Seeker Elite team. After crash landing on Earth while following the Autobots in pursuit of the Allspark, the Seeker Elite battled the Autobot Alliance, consisted of Ironhide and Prowl. This is a Voyager mold transformer, and it turns into a fighter jet. Thrust is one of the 3 Seekers known as the Coneheads. The other 2 Seekers, his brethren, came in a 2-pack that we might be discussing here shortly. Spoilers. This is a partially new mold taking a lot of retooling and parts from the Earthrise Starscream, and supposedly was chosen as an exclusive because Target liked it that it was red like its logo. So obviously Target puts a ton of thought into what they choose as exclusives. Coming in at number 7 is Runabout. Runabout is from the Earthrise line. He was a Target exclusive again. He came out in 2019 for originally $30. Now he's going for $92, which is a 207% increase. On a mission to infiltrate the Autobot ship, the Ark, he and his brother, Run Amok, were separated. Runabout was left behind and Run Amok stowed away in the cargo hold. Now separated, they each only speak in half sentences, unable to finish them for each other like they used to. This is a deluxe class figure. It turns into a sports car, and it's a repaint slash retool of his brother Run Amok. Shocker. But the head sculpt is new. From what I'm told from Transformers collectors, this thing was hard to find from day one. Many people reported to have never actually even seen it on shelves. They got it out of the back room, or someone got it out of the back room for them, and then it was gone. Coming in at number 6 is Soundwave. This is part of the Trilogy line in the white box. It came out in 2020 for $40. It's now going for $124, which is a 209% increase. Soundwave is known for being unquestionably loyal to Megatron. What a jerk. Commanding an armada of mini-con deployers, Soundwave can infiltrate and acquire enemy intel. Soundwave is often not trusted by other Decepticons out of fear that he might also spy on them and report back to Megatron. Maybe they shouldn't be doing bad things behind Megatron's back. His alternate mode is a cassette player. A cassette player, it's like a Walkman. A Walkman, it's like a CD player. A CD player, it's like an iPod. You don't know what a freaking iPod is? How do you guys even listen to music now? This includes 2 Battle Masters, which are little tiny transformers, Laserbeak and Ravage, and they transform into cassette tapes which can go inside of Soundwave, which is as awesome as it sounds. This version of the character is remolded from the Siege Soundwave as well as the 35th anniversary Sound Blaster, but it has a completely different looking alternate mode. That weird looking sled thing from before, gone. I love that this thing turns into a cassette player, it brings me back to like going to the mall in the early 90s and seeing nothing but cassettes lining the wall at the wall. Maybe that's why they call it the wall. Old times. Coming in at number 5 is the Seeker Elite 2-pack, Ramjet and Dirge. This was part of the Earthrise series, was an Amazon exclusive in 2019 for $60. Now it's going for a whopping $196, which is a 227% increase. So Dirge left Cybertron aboard the Nemesis, serving as one of Starscream's elite seekers. He and his air commander were sent by Megatron in advance to spring a trap set by the Starseekers, rather than risk the Nemesis itself. This is a Voyager-class figure. His alternate mode is a fighter jet, and he is a heavy retool of the Earthrise Starscream like some of these other fighter jet transformers. Oh, you think that Ramjet can join the tag team with Thrust and Val Venus? Yeah, they could be a stable. Coming in at number 4 is Ratchet, which was Siege number 34. It was a Walgreens exclusive in 2019. It was a $20 original price, now going for $71, which is a 254% increase. Ratchet is the Autobots' chief medical officer, often giving his wounded comrades a hard time for taking hits that he somehow avoids. I don't know, is he even in the battle? How's he avoid hits? This is a deluxe class transformer that transforms into a medical bay and a truck. It is a heavy retool of the War for Cybertron Ironhide, but a bunch of it is indeed new. Coming in at number 3 is the Phantom Strike Squadron 4-pack. This was part of Siege. It was an Amazon exclusive. It came out in 2020 for $50. Now it's going for $211, which is a 321% increase. Now the main attraction of this 4-pack is Skywarp. He's one of the Seekers, and Skywarp isn't exactly the most professional Decepticon around. He's rather immature, stubborn, and he's prone to insults. He sounds a lot like me, you're right. He's also known for his vicious sneak attacks on Autobots using cloaking and teleportation abilities. Nah, that part doesn't sound like me at all. Like I said, Skywarp is the main event here. He is a Voyager class figure, while the other 3 figures are Battle Masters. His alternate mode is a plane, and his mold is reused from the Siege Starscream like many other of the fighter jets. His Battle Masters here are going to get their names butchered, but they're Fracas, Shrout, and Pterodactyl, I think. Even when it was at retail, people complained about this thing being overpriced. The fact that it's going for so much now is kinda ridiculous. Coming in at number 2 is the Centurion Drone Weaponizer. This was from Earthrise. It was a Pulse exclusive. It came out in 2019 for $30. Now it's going for $153, which is a 411% increase. Also a fun nod to action figure 411. 411, ha ha ha. This is based on the 𝐈𝐍𝐅𝐒𝐂𝐋 design, and it is a deluxe class figure with an alternate mode that is a tank. This is a Generations figure, so no fun artwork on the package. We just get a plain paper brown box, but hey, what are you gonna do? The figure itself here is not super exciting, as it's a near direct repaint of the Siege Brunt. What really makes this thing special is the included weapons pack / accessory set. That Hasbro weapons / accessory set is a first for Hasbro Transformers, and it includes such things as Bumblebee's pistol, Energon cubes, Ironhide's drill, Megatron's gun, Megatron's mace, and more. Do you think you know what number 1 is? If you do, hit pause, go down to the comments, write what it is, and then after you see it, go back and say if you were right or wrong, but don't change your answer. We're on the honor system here. Coming in at number 1 is Green Light and Dazzle Strike. This came out as part of Siege. It was an Amazon exclusive, going for $25. Now it's going for $391, a 1,468% increase. So yeah, nobody was even close to this. Green Light debuted in the G1 cartoon with no speaking lines or even a name until 25 years later, when her story was fleshed out in the IDW comic run. She is slightly based on the Moonracer mold, but with new hands, legs, feet, and a brand new head sculpt. She can either be a car, or she can be a combiner arm or leg for Arthea. Let's go with Orthea. I don't know. Green Light comes with Dazzle Strike, which is a slight repaint of the Battle Master's Lionizer. And of course, a flaming sword so that she can show her worship to the Lord of Light. If you enjoyed this look at what's going on with values in modern figures, check out this video here, where I do pretty much the same thing for the He-Man Origins figures. And remember, you have to get old, but you don't have to grow up. Just be cool and stay nerdy. Later.